Welcome to Inside Outboards with your host, Kodibass.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big hello to all you new subscribers. Thank you for joining us here. On this channel we like to do outboards and boatsy stuff, so welcome. And just want to start the vid off by saying I hope every one of you had a fantastic and blessed Thanksgiving. I sure do. Hope you didn't gain too much like I did, you know. Eating all them sweets and pumpkins pies and sweet taters pies and God knows what else. But I hope you had a good one. I still got cutie problems. I got cutie problems. Well, you can see what we did in the last video or two on this little 5 1/2 EVINRUDE cutie. And still ain't found a problem yet, but I'm convinced we will. So I'm gonna get that Carburetor off there and we're gonna go through it with a Dick Tracy fine tooth comb and see if we can see what's going on there. And in the last video I unhooked the quick connect fuel line, and as it ran out of gas it leaned out and it went and them RPMs shot right up and she revved up good. So that points to a flooding fuel saturation issue. So I haven't pulled off the flywheel or anything like that just yet, or the intake, because I've got to, I didn't really go into that Carburetor much. You know, it looked pretty clean. I just threw it back together and put it on there, and that was probably a mistake. But anyway, we're going to get back on it and do a little more sniffing around, looking around. Let's get to it.
Well, I think I might have found out what's going on with this thing. Okay, here's the bowl on it. And I look at this needle and it looks perfect. I went out and got another needle to compare it to, and they look identical. There's nothing wrong with that needle. So your high-speed jet is this right there, that hole right down in there. That needle valve comes in like that and plugs this hole right down in there. Okay? And so when I was adjusting this thing, I would put this needle valve in there and screw it in, but I wasn't getting any change in anything. Well, I'm straining right there. See all them threads I got left? That needle valve hasn't even came through the bossing on the bowl yet. And it's tight. I mean, to get it any tighter, I'd have to get a pair of pliers or something to turn this valve. And it's not doing anything. Something's messed up with the threads. Hopefully they're just full of corrosion or something. So I'm going to get a drill with a little wire brush and run in and out of there and see if that makes a difference. But I mean, there. It tightens down not even halfway in there. So I thought I was bottoming out in the seat, in the needle hole there. I wasn't even adjusting nothing. Gas was just flowing wide open through that. And I look at the threads on this and they look good. Then I took this other one that I got out of another motor And I put it in there, screwing it in. And it does the same thing right about there. Starts to get real tight. And I'm afraid I'll strip something out if I go any further. But you can see it hasn't even come through this part yet. So it ain't doing no adjusting. It's just flooding everything out. So I'm gonna try cleaning it first. I can't see what's going on in there. The threads look good. I don't know. The jet hole don't look distorted or nothing. Now there is no brass jet in here. It's just the bossing hole and this valve, this needle that adjusts the flow of the gas. But I'm gonna have to try and clean that up. I'll be back. Okay, I got it all cleaned up, and now what do I do with the other one? It will screw in there now. It was just full of corrosion and stuff, I guess. It's still a little tight, but it at least go in and screw in. Yep, there she comes. So now you hopefully can see the brass sticking in there. So now it'll plug the hole and control the gas flow. And we can adjust it. So I went out and got me a new little kit that has me the new little compression washers to put in there and all, and a Welch plug, but I ain't gonna take it down that far. I don't think I have to. I think that was my problem. At least I hope it was. So let me get this thing all cleaned up, put back together. Now we can adjust the fuel flow, and that probably, but now what I'm worried about is it doing the same thing on the top needle. Then I would have to take out the Welch plug, so maybe I better do that. Let me see. I'll be back. So I drilled a little hole right there, you can see it, and then just took a pick and picked that out. That little Welch plug there. I got another one in that little kit I had. So now I can see in there and clean them little passages out, but main thing I want to do is see if this needle's screwing all the way in. I should be able to see the tip of it stick out of that hole, but man, it feels tight too. Yeah, it's tight. Let me get the little wire brush I had. Little wire brush, stick in there. Yeah, see all that white powder coming out of there? I don't know if you can see it if you look on my coveralls. See all that? See all that white powder coming out of there? A lot of it. So we're gonna clean this up. Just take a little wire brush, squeak, 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 in and out. Get that out of there. And I'm gonna light off my compressor and blow it out real good. I'll be back. And when you're putting these new Welch plugs back in, you just set it down in there and get you a punch or a drill bit will work. Set this on there and little gentle taps. And then I'll put some JB quick weld around that. I generally always do that. There's other sealers you can use. I just use quick weld because it's handy. Okay, I got it all put back together. You can see I got my JB weld right there. And I modified this because I used a different, I don't even know what you call that thing. The tube that the low jet screws into was all boogered up, that other one. I didn't know if that could make a difference, but I put new compression washers in both the bottom and top. And that other one of those was all boogered up. And this one's a little longer I got out of my bone pile. So I just made a V-cut there. It's fine. This thing don't really do anything anyway. So you're going to see what I'm going to see. I mean, I think I found the problem. I think that was it. I mean, I was just flooding it. Jesus, I don't know. Yeah, that's why when I turned them, I had no adjustment at all because I thought it was set. And one thing I've learned over the years is don't be screwing in them brass things really hard. You'll distort the needle. The tip of the needle get all buggered up. Then you... Well, anyway, just don't do that. So I thought it was, you know, seating, and I didn't want to give it any extra because I didn't want to mess up that needle. Been there, done that. So let's see what we get. And I got to turn on this noisy thing or I'll kill myself with carbon monoxide or dioxide or bisoxide or whatever that stuff is, what kills you. Right in there, I guess. Oh, that sounds better. Oh, yeah. She's peeing out the blubber really good. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but she's blubbering really good. Boy, she sounds a lot better. Let's put it in gear, see what we get. All righty, forward. Oh yeah. That's not, look at, I'm only giving it a little throttle. Neutral. Reverse. Neutral. And stop. Ooh, don't that sound better? Forward. Neutral. And stop. When I'm feeling a bit down, when I'm feeling low, I know a place I can always go. I go down to that dock, get in my boat, I head out on that water, don't you know? Always makes me feel better. Because there's something about just running around, just drifting around, just messing about in a boat. Well, it always makes me feel better, don't you know? Well, I looked at my mail, what did I see? 2 overdrafts, a $30 late fee. So I went down to the dock, got in my boat,
Fired up my old Johnson, I headed out real slow. Cause there's something about just running around, just cruising around, messing about in boats. Gonna make you feel better, that's for sure, when you go. Yeah, there's something about just cruising around, just drifting around, just messing about in a boat. Gonna make you feel better every time that you go. Yeah, there's something about just messing around in a boat. And take a young person with you. Well, I gotta do it. Well, I had to do the outboard dance. Had to do the outboard dance on this little cutie. It's been kicking my butt. Okay. So, it wasn't the reeds. It wasn't the fuel pump. It wasn't that the mag was not sending a hot enough spark. So what was the cause of all that? The cause of that was Rookie 101. I was the cause of that. How many of you, being honest now, because I think I would even have to go back and look at the last video, but being honest, did anybody catch that before I put that bowl back on? I can't remember if I put the bowl on first and then put in the needles. In fact, look, just thinking, I don't think I did. I think I put the bowl on and then put the needle. So you wouldn't have been able to see it, I guess. But that's Rookie 101. I mean, I don't think there was any need for me to drill out that Welch plug and with my eyes see that low jet needle was seating. But after the high jet needle, the bottom one being
tight like that and I thought it was seated, I needed to visually see it. But anyway, complacency, whatever you want to call it, this is the kind of stuff. Next time you get on an aeroplane, being that the holidays are coming up and you will be traveling, remember that this is the kind of thing that brings down aircraft. You understand? That was something so simple and so unnecessary and so caused by a rookie. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. But hey, I'm gonna leave it in there. It is what it is. That, you know, the point, you can be doing this for years and make some little stupid rookie mistake like that, and what you gonna do? You're gonna do it over. And you might do it over and over. But I got lucky when I pulled the garbage apart the second time, because of all the replies I had about, you know, it's got to be something with that jet. And a couple of the more knowledgeable people apparently even said, high jet, trying to, you know, clue me in. And you did. Because when I pulled it apart this time, I was like, I'm going to watch this whole jet needle operation. And sure enough, I was like, ugh, almost to the point where I felt, and I broke off those brass needles where the threads, right where the threads meet the solid part, I've snapped those off right there. And so I was sure I was seating that needle. Heck, I was a ½ inch away from the needle going into the jet hole on the high jet. So, and then after I mean, I had to clean it, and there was yuck in there. Hang on for just a second. See if I got it. Yep. To give you an idea of how tight, how corroded that threaded portion where the needle went in the brass and everything, I snapped off. I broke the wire brush, twisted it, snap. That's how clogged up that threaded portion was. I literally broke off the wire brush. How they get like that, man, I don't know. You know, I live in an area where it's wet, moist, salt air. I live right on the ocean. Salt air all the time, but that's just amazing. But rookie mistake, my part. But we got this little cutie squared away now. Oh, that thing, it pushes a lot of water. I've only ever had, that I can remember, one other in like 25 years of messing with these. I've only had one other of those. It was in quite a bit better shape than this one. It had the usual though, the broken gear shift and all that. But I was so impressed with that motor that I took it to my Florida house down there, and then I gave it away to friends, slack bar relatives. And I hope it went to where it was supposed to go. But if you've got a young person in your life that you're wanting to get into outboards and giving them a whole experience of, you know, of course, under supervision with instruction and so forth, and you get them up and you finally get them to where you want them to have their own little kicker and boat, go out, play on the lake, river, whatever. I think this happens to be a 63, I'm sure a year or two either side of that would be the same. That thing starts so easy, and I mean, I think just about any young person, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old could start this motor. And the other thing is, it idles so well. I don't know, this particular model, and for those of you that's owned them, you probably get it. But I think this would be a good first engine to learn and explore on and have fun with for a young person. Really easy starting, they idle well, just good stuff. So we got her squared away. I'm embarrassed, but hey, is what it is. That surely is, absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one more hack from Kodiak.
Thanks for watching.
More events are coming on Inside Outboards with your host, Kodibass.